I'm back. So I was on Tumbleweed Connection. Um, like I mentioned, I got the 95 remaster. Sounded brilliant. Excuse me. I was encouraged to check out the earlier pressings. So the gist of it is the earlier pressings are not as compressed, dynamically compressed, meaning it's not as loud as the remasters. Generally, remasters are very loud. They compress the music to make it sound louder. It sounds better. That's what the music industry does. But when you make a song loud, especially if it's a song taken from an old analog tape, when you compress it, a lot of the tape hiss comes up. So then when you have tape hiss, you have to pass it through noise reduction technology. That takes the resolution of the song. So it sounds muddy. Um, it's louder, but the song has less resolution. What I mean is, it sounds like music, just normal music being played. You can't tell apart the instruments, or if you it's not as clear. The instrumentation being used not as clear. There's less space between the instruments. I had this CD, Greatest Hits. It's a 1992 Polydor pressing. I've had it forever. I've never really listened to it because my go-to greatest hits was 1970 to 2002, and then the very best of Elton John. So never really listened to it. I think I might have played it once or twice in the car. Never paid attention to it. But the guys were saying, no, I need to check out the earlier pressing. So what I did, I took that out, I put it on my system, and I was blown away. Knowing that I've had this so long in my collection, and I've never paid attention to it. Your song, the moment I put in the CD, I could definitely hear this is something that's different here. With your song, those first bass notes that are played, you can, or I can hear the clarity of the bass. It's not, you know, it's not a heavy, like normally in the song the bass is muddied, and you just hear that low frequency. In this version of the song, you can hear the strings being plucked, in that the bass guitar sounds almost as if it were an acoustic bass. So clear the bass is. There's a, the drums on here are also very clear. The space between the instruments is there's a much wider space between the instruments. You can tell the instruments apart. It's not all muddied together, and that goes for most of the songs on this. You pick up instruments that you never knew were there before. Daniel, I've fallen in love with Daniel again. Daniel was one of those songs that you skip because you've heard it so many times. Benny and the Jets, when it's so clear, the backing vocals on Benny and the Jets, when they do that, Benny and the Jets, and you can hear the Jets backing vocals pan from left to right. It's so audibly clear. Don't let the sun go down on me. When that cymbal is tapped, it's alive. Crocodile Rock, you listen to the first minute of Crocodile Rock, just before or when the chorus comes in, and you hear that guitar on the chorus. Normally you wouldn't pick up all of these different instruments in the remastered versions of these songs because it's all muddied together. But yeah, it's when I there was some truth here. It wasn't just all smoke and mirrors. People always used to say, no, these older pressings sound good to my ears. It sounds as truer to the original LP. And I always used to thought, these guys are thumb sucking, but they are not. These older CDs, they don't have the noise reduction on them. When CDs first came out in the 80s, and they reissued these albums, they just transferred. They did a simple transfer. It wasn't bogged down by this noise reduction. It wasn't made louder. And then the 90s came, and then noise reduction was a thing that sounded different. So let me just pause and come back.